Is the Bitcoin price potentially finding support before its next potentially large move to the upside? Or, my friends, could this all be preparing for another gigantic dump deep down into the crypto abyss? Let's dive in and analyze. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Crypto Kirby here, your cryptocurrency expert, back with another edition of the daily live stream. Today we're going to discuss the Bitcoin price and the action inside the chart right now. My friends, Bitcoin and the altcoin market is finding itself at a very unique spot. I mean, we are seeing some potential local resistance being turned now into new local support. If this can hold, what do we need to see on the upside here before another potentially large push to the upside, right? And on the contrary, my friends, if this rally here fails and we lose key levels, which we're going to outline, what could we potentially expect in terms of targets to the downside? So as a full-time trader, I'd like to discuss with you my strategy, my game plan, and how I plan to crush this market right now in the immediate term. So without any further ado, you guys already know the deal. If you like these daily crypto videos and nightly live streams, smack that thumbs up button, click the subscribe, tick the little bell, and let's get this crypto. Moon the likes, ladies and gentlemen. Moon them up. All right, so we'll begin with our Bitcoin technical analysis. And of course, before we begin, this is not investment advice. This is not trading advice. These are only my own opinions, ideas, and speculative hypotheses on the market. Always do your own research and your own due diligence before investing or trading, as this market is extremely high risk, and I am not your financial advisor. I will never tell you what to do with your trades or investments. That being said, let's begin right here on the 4-hour time frame for Bitcoin. Now, clearly, my friends, Bitcoin did have a breakout above this old resistance level that we built for several weeks. And actually, if we want to take a cleaner look at it, my friends, it was somewhat of what you would consider a ascending triangle, right? Which can be a bullish pattern, right? And for me, my friends, I wanted to see more when we broke out of it, right? Upon breaking this resistance level, I really wanted to see a ton of volume come in and see a nice swift push up into our next critical area of tentative resistance, which for me really would have been around a minimum of 8,400 with a more optimistic target up towards 9,000, right? Anywhere inside that range. That's really what I wanted to see. So that was warning sign number one to me that, hey, this breakout really wasn't as powerful as, in my opinion, as it should have been. And this was some cause for concern. Now, the other thing, my friends, is that we did only just come up to this historic range of old support that has now tentatively flipped, at least for the time being, into a new resistance. Classic technical analysis, my friends. And now, after being rejected at that level, we are beginning to form some local support right here, right now. And I would say that this is a good thing here, my friends, from a bullish perspective, because as you can see, this range in particular, of course, it's not perfect, right? There was a bunch of wicking action above and below, but this relative area, this relative range, if you want to put a rectangle around it, so it's more so than just a line, was the old level of resistance. Now, upon backtest, at least for the very specific time being, at the time of recording, is now acting as a new tentative support, right? So basically, what we have to start looking at here, my friends, is this level, back where we just got rejected from. Because not only is it our local resistance level, but as I've just pointed out, it has been the macro support and resistance flip range. And this would only be normal here if this were to become a staunch rejection zone at this point in time, right? And why is that? Well, when trading above that range, back testing it down, you would hope that it becomes support, right? Which it did time and time again. But now, my friends, this is the first time that we're testing this range from the underside, right? And as I was just explaining, per classical technical analysis theory, when you're trading up into this range, it should potentially act as a new resistance. Trading above it, down into it, it should act as a potential and tentative support. My friends, this is the first time we're trading into it from the underside. Is it going to hold as a new tentative resistance? Well, that will have to be seen, but it is some cause for concern to me here. The silver lining is that we do find this level around 6,700-ish to be acting as a new local support. If we are able to get back up to this range and break it, my friends, this would just look like a continuation of a higher low trajectory here, potentially keeping the momentum in favor of the bulls. Let's get this crypto. For me right now, my friends, though, we find ourselves at a very it's a spot that's not too great here, in my opinion, and I want to explain further. If we go on the daily time frame now, we flip on our moving averages. Clearly, ladies and gentlemen, we had our death cross here on the 50 and 200-day moving average. That is still in effect right now. We are seeing an almost picture-perfect rejection there on the 50-day moving average. I mean, look at that. Isn't that crazy that the candles have just been rejected there every single time? We still have that going against us there. If we flip on the weekly, I mean, obviously, my friends, we are still inside this macro historic resistance box, right? Trading from the underside into it, still macro bearish in my opinion. We still are below the 50 and the the 21 week and the 50 week moving averages. We're still below both of those. And for me right now, we are also seeing a decline in the volume there on the weekly, right? So for me, going up into a tentative resistance zone above all of, up into a tentative macro resistance zone below the 50 and the 21 week moving averages with declining volume. Not the healthiest looking chart in my opinion, still giving certainly some credibility to the bears there in my opinion. Now, what I want to do here, my friends, is I want to show you guys the altcoin market as well. Let's start off here with the total altcoin market cap. Now, this chart is very similar to Bitcoin in the sense that we are trading from the underside back into an old level of historic support and resistance, which could be a macro new resistance level, right? We are seeing that we tapped up right to the 0.618 Fibonacci extension target. I mean, that is where the Don Fibonacci would potentially expect for rejection to occur, right? And for those asking, I've been getting comments asking what's the deal with my fibs. My friends, I am on the logarithmic chart, and my fib settings are set up with the logarithmic settings in place, right? So if you're not understanding why you're not seeing the same fibs as me, that's why. So I hope that answers your question. Let's get this crypto. Now, so we topped out there at the 0.618 fib extension. And now, my friends, this is a moving average that, I mean, I certainly haven't been looking at for a while, that I just started to look again to see if there were any confluences here. What I want to do is flip on the 24-month moving average, okay, my friends? Essentially, that's the 2-year moving average, right? And what I want you to pay attention to here is this is the orange line, right? We see here that once we got to this 24-month the first time, we found some tentative support, right? As you should expect, just like on Bitcoin, trading down into it, it can become support, right? But then we lost it and capitulated. Then upon back test here, my friends, look at it. We topped out right at the 24-week moving average, topped out, dumped again. Go right back up to it, rejected, dumped again. And my friends, we are fast approaching this level right here, right now. It is actually, the moving average is actually nearly coming into confluence here with my red box. So that would also just add some confluence there, my friends, that, hey, this has been an area of rejection now twice, after being support the first time. So it was support, then resistance, just as it should be per classical technical analysis theory. And now it is looking to potentially penetrate down into this box. Also, just not a very bullish sign for me here. And also, we could see this here as well. We have the 50-month moving average here, which has acted as support again. And now, my friends, we are trading underneath it. Is it possible that just like this support turned into resistance and resistance, that this support and support is now going to turn into resistance here? We'll have to wait and see. But right now, the total altcoin market cap does not look that bullish to me, ladies and gentlemen, right? And keep in mind, right, on this way up here, right, this very specific area right here where we saw our 3 months in a row of upside action. All the moon boys, here it is, Kirby, take me to the moon. Okay, little James, pipe down, my little degenerate friend, because you could see that this volume here was very minuscule compared to the volume of the last 2 months where we saw selling take place at a very rapid rate, okay? Especially last month in particular. The selling was just heinous, and the volume was up because of it. So on the buying pressure, we're seeing that the volume has been minuscule, and on the selling, the volume has been the highest it's been in a very long time. Let's get this crypto. So for me on the overall there, my friends, this is still looking like a potentially very bearish chart. Now, you guys would know, we're going to go over to Ethereum. I've been short on Ethereum, my friends. Not anymore, though. I wound up taking profits there upon my trailing stop loss was hit upon breaking out of this potential local support being built, breaking out of this triangle here, right to the upside on the 4-hour time frame, and my trailing stop loss was hit. I'll show you guys my position there as well. Shout out to my VIPs. This was my VIP alert. I said, listen, guys, I've set up 3 new Ethereum short positions for myself, rather 3 orders at that time, at 167, 169, and 171. That had me at an average entry price of 169. And then, my friends, as I just stated, my trailing stop loss was hit at 163.25 for another juicy profit. My friends, if you do want to see how I'm personally setting up all my trade ideas, everything like this, these are the type of alerts that you get from me in VIP. So as I look to tentatively crush the market like a 2-ton man on a tuna fish can, my friends, I post it around the clock for you in real time as I look to enter, exit, take profit on my trades, adjust my stop losses, all of it. That is exactly what you get from me in VIP. If you're not already in my VIP and you'd like to see how I'm setting up all of my future trades, my friends, today is the day. I will see you in VIP right now after this video. Let's get this crypto. All right, so I'm now out of my ETH position, but just like Bitcoin, my friends, we need to keep a close eye on this local resistance region, because the fact of the matter is here is that although we have seen a pullback here, Ethereum has really shot up very, very fast, right? And actually, this one in particular has the most potential support for me, right? And by this one, I meant out of the other altcoins, because if we take a look at Bitcoin here, right? If Bitcoin is to lose this level here, let's draw another line here. If Bitcoin is to lose this level, I mean, there's certainly sentiment for a large drop. We're going to discuss that now after I finish up here with Ethereum, right? You see how we're really at that line in the sand right there, right? Where down here, it's just a bunch of chop. There's not really much of a horizontal support or resistance anywhere in there until back down nearly at this $5,800 region, right? Pretty heinous drop. And the same thing on these other altcoins. Here we have Litecoin with a horizontal support there that if lost, you know, it could be devastating. XRP, really, it's not even, you guys could see, right? It's possibly that if that falls, wow, that could be another capitulation. But Ethereum, there's more potential support here. You see this, right? There, from where we're trading at right now, there appears to me to be a potential, it's almost as if there's a safety net here, right? That even if this falls quite a bit, there's possibly some horizontal support able to be upheld in there, right? So this one to me definitely looks like if it continues to fall, maybe there's a chance that it could be more bullish than the others, but we'll have to wait and see. Either way, I'm out of my short position now. Why is that? Because I entered up here, it dropped, it created a low, a high, a higher low, and then a higher high. My friends, that is a local bullish confirmation of which the Don then exits his trade and moves along to the next one to potentially crush the market further and get this crypto like clockwork, ladies and gentlemen. That is that's an example there of an absolutely great picture perfect trade. I mean, it just is what it is. Like I said, today is the day, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to transform yourself from average Joe into savage Joe. If you're not already in my VIP and you'd like to see all of my next trade setup ideas, which I am looking for my next trade setup right here, right now, I'll see you in VIP right now after this video. Okay, let's get this crypto. So let's go back to Bitcoin now, okay? Because as I was just stating, this level here that we are creating this local support at right now, if this level is lost, we have to really start understanding that, hey, it's possible, my friends, that we could be due for a retest of the golden fib, right? And for me, that golden fib is all the way down, essentially right near 5,000. And of course, right here, the honey hole of Don Carbanaccio is between the 0.5 and the 0.618 fib retracement. This one is at 53.56. This one is at 4,952. For me, if this level is lost, well, one, obviously, the first target for me is the 0.382 here, which falls at around 5,800. We also have potential horizontal support here, right? And why is that? Old resistance on the trading up into it. Resistance, 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 right? We broke through. Backtesting, support, support, support. Picture perfect resistance to support flip. Then again, on the next backtest, support. So if we are to test back down here, my friends, I would be looking for some potential support around 5,800. That to me is the last line in the sand. This would already be bearish confirmation number one if we're rejected up there. But if we fall, my friends, this would be bearish confirmation number two, right? 1, 2, falling through this line. And then, my friends, I mean, if we lose the 5,800 support, that is bearish confirmation number 3 for me. I mean, at that point, it almost seems inevitable that not only could we potentially test the $5,000 range to get into the honey hole there, but even a complete double bottom retest, maybe down towards the high 3,800 range or 4,000. Or at that point, we have to start considering, could there even be a new lower low coming in, right? To test back down into this green box here, maybe potentially down towards really the low 3,000s, right? I think what I'm showing you here is very logical, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you, right, as somebody that puts out content nearly each and every day, the crazy people are back in the market, ladies and gentlemen. The crazies are back. It's all finger wagging, finger pointing. Don, you. What are you-ing me for, my friend? I literally put out analysis like this on nearly a daily basis for you, showing you realistic technical analysis. I'm sorry that the price could go down. Right? I said the same thing up here and I took a short and now I've profited. Do you see what I'm saying? The thing is, my friends, is it's not about each video here doesn't mean Kirby said it's the end of Bitcoin. He doesn't like crypto. My friend, this is a trading channel, right? You see that these candlesticks, they go up and they go down, right? The Don shorted because the candlesticks were going down. You get it? Now, my friends, the candlesticks are going up. You understand, little James? The market breathes in and out. This analysis is daily. If I was just doing macro analysis, I'd do one video a month. This is daily analysis. The market changes, my friend, right? The market changes. So right now, I'm keeping a close eye here. I'm getting ready for my next trade setup idea, which I will be posting for you all in VIP. And we didn't discuss the potential upside targets here, so let's do that right now. But my friends, if you do appreciate this channel, I really would appreciate a thumbs up right now for the algorithm. Please, if you could leave a thumbs up here on the video, it really helps the algorithm, and a comment. You guys have been very, very helpful with the comments lately. You could post anything, one character it can be. Just type 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, get wrecked, whatever you want, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate it. And if you're brand new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, tick the little bell, and select all, my friends. That will give you my notifications when I upload these videos. This is probably the most realistic Bitcoin analysis channel you're going to find. So, it's probably in your best interest to subscribe right now, tick the little bell, and select all so you get these notifications when I upload. Let's get this crypto. Okay, so now we discussed, the downside targets here, right? I mean, essentially, we're right on the edge. This is either going to be a drop, in my opinion, into the abyss. I mean, potentially very devastating, or let's see. So now from the other end, right? If we build support here at this range, and it does hold, right? Because then bullish confirmation number 1 is that this held here as support, right? Old resistance flipping into new support, bullish confirmation number 1, right? then breaking above this old resistance to create a new higher high, right? If we are to break that around 7,500 to a new high, would be bullish confirmation number 2. And then for me, my friends, we'd have to start looking for things such as divergences. We'd want to probably get above and close candles above this 50-day moving average, right? Seeing maybe even a back test of it, something like that, for another confirmation. But what really stands out to me as the potential target area, which, I mean, as I've explained to you, really, if you're talking about a horizontal level, right, really this area here has a ton of confluence, which is right about 8250, right? You guys could see this range here, ton of confluence all throughout the trend, really. But there's a very interesting level, my friends, which coincides with just another gap on the Bitcoin CME futures chart right there at 9,060. Okay, now this gap does not need to fill. Past performance does not indicate future results, but there is one gigantic gap there, my friends, that has not been filled. And the thing is that these gaps have loved to fill to a very, very high degree of accuracy. So, I mean, it's a possibility. Leave it at that. It's a possibility that Bitcoin could look to fill this gap before potentially seeing some more rejection. And I mean, in and of itself, my friends, right? If we use a rectangle here, this zone, let's just actually pull this through. That zone in and of itself, as you guys can see, definitely has a ton of confluence in it as well. So without the gap even, that would be a tentative rejection zone, in my opinion, to keep the lower high trajectory intact, right? Keep the bear trend intact would be very normal. Create another lower high off of a reaction capitulation rally, and then continue the downtrend, right? Let's get this crypto. So, I mean, watch out. We'll see. We'll have to see. I'm monitoring it right now. But like I've stated, my friends, I can only post here on YouTube once per day. In VIP, it's around the clock, 24/7. Just like I showed you that I was updating my trailing stop loss and everything here with Ethereum, and now I've been taken out of my position for another juicy profit. It's this type of stuff that I post in VIP. So I'm looking for my next trade setups right now on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I'm going to be posting those for you as I set up my plays. So like I've stated, if you're not already in my VIP, today is truly the day. It's time to transform yourself from average Joe into savage Joe. Let's get this crypto. My friends, it has been an absolute pleasure. If you could hit that thumbs up button one last time, if you haven't already, which I hope you've already done, leave a comment, one character, an emoji, thanks Kirby, get wrecked Kirby, anything you want. It really helps. I so appreciate it. And if you're brand new, don't forget to subscribe, tick the little bell, and select all. My friends, I need to get back to my VIP right now. The market is juicy, and the Don is looking to strike like a cobra out of the grass and get this crypto, right? You guys, you probably know the famous quote, right? Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. How about move like a cobra and strike like the Don? Okay, my friends, so that is going to wrap it up here. I'm looking to get absolutely aggressive inside this range right now. As I've stated, the crazies are back because the volatility, they can't handle it, right? Kirby, when you get the people that are crazy like this, that's generally when there's the most opportunity. People have lost their minds, right? They've lost their minds. They can't deal with this. Capitulation, then a reaction rally. Their emotions are through the roof, ladies and gentlemen. And then you have somebody like the Don who's cool, calm, and collected, preparing to strike like a cobra out of the grass and get this crypto. Who do you think's got the advantage here, right? Little James with his scrambled eggs for brains? Ow, ow, ow! Or Don Carbonaccio, cool, calm, and collected. My friends, I will see you in VIP right now after this video as I look to crush this market and potentially get this crypto. So my friends, I'll see you all in VIP right now. I appreciate it. Thumbs up, subscribe, tick the little bell, select all, and I will see you in the next one. Be safe, be happy, be healthy. It's your boy, Crypto Kirby. Peace and love, my friends. Curbs.